Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Make It Yourself. Today I will show you how to crochet a charming 4-leaf clover bookmark. Whether you're looking for a lucky little gift or a personal touch for your favorite book, this project is quick, fun and easy to follow. So grab your yarn and hook and let's get started. I would like to request you to refer to the description of this video to learn more about the hook size, the yarn used, and all the other things needed for today's project. So in today's project, I'm going to start off by using a green yarn, and I'm going to first make a magic ring. To make a magic ring, wrap the yarn twice around 2 fingers as shown, and then twist and make a chain 1. So once this chain 1 is in place, you can take the magic ring out of your fingers, and now you can continue making 2 more chains to start the initial chain of 3. So for this pattern, the first thing that we do is make a chain of 3. We already made a chain of 1 and we continued making the other 2 chains. Now we're going to make a treble crochet, and after the treble crochet we are going to make a half double crochet into the magic ring, and the half double crochet you do not have to pull it too tight. After the half double crochet you're going to make another treble crochet, and then you're going to make a chain of 3, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, and slip stitch back into the same magic ring. So this is the first leaf of the clover, 4-leaf clover. Now we're going to work on the second leaf. So we're going to repeat the pattern, and so this is the first leaf. So we're going to start the next leaf, and we're going to first start off with a chain of 3, chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. Now we're going to make a treble crochet, and if you are unsure of the stitches or unsure of how to make a treble crochet, please do refer to videos where you could learn how to make these basic stitches. So after the treble crochet you're going to make a half double crochet followed by another treble crochet, and you're going to end the second leaf with the chain of 3. So chain 3, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, and you're going to slip stitch back into the same magic ring. So we're done with the second leaf. We're going to start the third leaf now, and we're going to repeat the same pattern starting with chain of 3 followed by a treble crochet, yarn over twice, and pull a loop under the magic ring. Pull through 2 loops at a time and do this for 3 sets. Now make a half double crochet followed by another treble crochet, yarn over twice, pull a loop under the magic ring, pull through 2 loops at a time, and do this for 3 sets, and followed by a chain of 3. So while you're doing this, you can reduce the size of the magic ring so that you have more control of your stitches. And we're done here with and slip stitch under the magic ring, and we are done with the third leaf of this clover. If you want, you can make a 3-leaf clover, and you can stop right now, but since we're trying to make the 4-leaf clover, which is the lucky version, so we're going to make 1 more leaf now. So we're done with the 3 chain 3, then we're making this treble crochet followed by a half double crochet, followed by another treble crochet, and followed by a chain of 3. So this is the last leaf of the clover. Make a chain of 3, and slip stitch back into the same magic ring. So as you could see, this is a pretty simple pattern. So the next part here could be a bit confusing, so I would try to explain as much as possible. So once you're done with the slip stitch, first we are going to close the magic ring. So to close the magic ring, you have this small tail yarn at the back of this clover leaf. You just have to pull this yarn tight and then close the center magic ring. So once this is done, we are going to make a slip stitch at the center of this clover. So for that, this is where we have our current slip stitch. So this is the first space, and now through the third space we are going to make a slip stitch. So this is the first space, this is the second, and this is the third space. So between this third space, pull this yarn and then pull this loop through this current slip stitch, and now pull the knot in the opposite direction such that the slip stitch is formed right at the center of this clover. So when you pull it tightly and in the opposite direction, a knot will be formed at the center of this clover. So as you can see here. So once this knot is formed, I'm going to tug at the other side of the yarn, which pulls the yarn through this knot. And after I have quite a bit of the length for this tail yarn, I'm going to trim it off. So I will need this extra long tail yarn to make the spiral of the other side of the bookmark. So I'm not sure exactly how much yarn did I take, pull it through this knot, but just make sure that you have enough rather than having less. So this is the right side of the project, and I want this side to be the top part of the clover. And for that, I'm going to insert the hook at the through the bottom of this clover, and I'm going to pull this long tail yarn to the other side. So just use the crochet hook and pull this long tail yarn to the other side, and it will come out through the center part on the back side. So on the back side now you will have two tail yarns. So this is how the top part looks and this is how the bottom part looks. So the top part is completed and it looks like a pretty clover leaf, and the bottom part we need to work on to complete the bookmark. So we have two tail yarns on the other side. The smaller tail yarn, we do not need it, so we are just going to stitch it in. You can use a needle, and in my case I'm using a smaller crochet hook, and I'm going to pull this tail yarn through few of the existing stitches. So I'm just inserting this small crochet hook through few of the existing stitches, and I'm pulling this tail yarn through it, and I can pull it through a few more stitches. And once I feel that the tail yarn is secure enough and it's hidden, we can just trim off the extra yarn. So just pull it through a few of the stitches and then trim off the extra yarn. So here we have successfully hidden the shorter tail yarn. The longer tail yarn actually works as the bookmark, and if you want, instead of this thread, if you want to have chains, you can definitely start making chains and make a long chain, but I prefer the bookmark to be the yarn itself, so I haven't made any chain out of it. Now I'm going to measure the length of the bookmark. I'm going to place the flower or the clover on this other end, and the end at the bottom I'm going to measure, and I'm just going to make a slip knot at that point. So here is the point where I want the other end to be. So here I'm going to make a slip knot. So the slip knot is where I'm going to start making the spiral from. So make the slip knot and then make a a chain of 12. So or you could make a longer chain or shorter chain based on your preference. This part is just for adding the spiral, and if you want a longer spiral you can add more chains, and if you want a shorter spiral you can reduce the number of chains. So here I am making a chain of 12, and now on third chain from the hook make 1/2 double crochet. Into the same stitch make another half double crochet. So we're going to repeat this pattern of making 2 half double crochet in each of the stitches. So continue making 2 half double crochet in each of the stitches of the chain, and you will see as you continue making 2 half double crochets in each stitch, this pattern will start to curl up and turn into a spiral pattern. So continue making till the last stitch. Make 2 half double crochets in each of the stitch, and as you can see it is already coiling up or curling up into a spiral. So continue this till the end of or till the first stitch. And like I said, if you want the body of the bookmark to be a long chain instead of the yarn, you could do that. All you have to do is make a slip knot at the base of the clover leaf and then start making the long chain. I just preferred it this way, so I kept it as a long yarn and then made the spiral at the end. So once you're done with this, into the last stitch make a slip stitch and then chain one, pull the yarn through it, and then you have a knot here. So here too, this tail yarn we will need to hide it. So to do that you can either use a needle, or in my case I am using a smaller crochet hook and I am pulling it through few of the existing stitches. So I'm basically just pulling them through the half double crochets that I just made, because this is where the stitches are bulkier and it is easy to hide the tail yarn. Once you have passed it through few stitches, you can just trim it off. And now I'm just placing a knot at the beginning of the spiral. You could skip this step if you want. I just wanted it to have a nice finish at the beginning of the spiral. So here we are done with a spiral as well, and as you can see it was such a quick and easy project, but it looks super cute. And this is a like 4-leaf clover, which is considered lucky, and you can make number of them and give them to your friends and family, and I'm sure they will love it as a sweet and simple gift and a nice gesture. So thank you everyone. Do subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon for notifications on new videos, and give me a thumbs up if this video was useful for you. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day guys.